Hey there. So this week we'll be making a highball that's a little bit different. Instead of making a highball with soda and serving it in a Collins glass, we'll be using champagne and serving it in a champagne flute. And beyond that, what makes this drink unique too is that it's actually tiki inspired, believe it or not. And it comes from the iconic bar Death and Company in New York. So hang out a little bit and let me show you guys how to make a shrunken skull. All right, let's make a shrunken skull. So we're going to be building this in a tin first. So to the small tin, I'm going to add 3/4 of an ounce of Demerara rum, and I'm using El Dorado 12 year. Demerara rum is a type of rum that has like a really brown sugar, molasses type of notes. It's definitely on the darker side. It's really rich. It's really good. And then I'm going to add 3/4 of an ounce of a Jamaican style rum. I'm using Appleton Estate. It's the signature blend. This is a little bit more funky, notes of banana, very tropical. Really, really good rum as well to mix into like a Mai Tai or even a daiquiri. Would be nice, it has a lot of depth to it. And then I'm going to add 1/2 ounce of grenadine. Grenadine is a type of pomegranate syrup, and I made mine myself. You can probably find a recipe somewhere online. And then next I'll be adding, let's add 1/2 ounce of lime juice. So I'm going to grab cutting board, cut up my lime. Hold on, be right back, I'm gonna grab my knife. All right, so I'm gonna cut this lime in half and add it to my monster juicer. So 1/2 ounce of lime juice. And then 2 dashes of absinthe. So I don't have this in a dasher, so I'm going to be measuring this out with a bar spoon, and I'm going to measure out about 1/2 bar spoon or so. But if you have a dasher, use that. And then I'm gonna grab some ice and we'll shake it. To the big tin, I'm gonna be adding ice. I'm gonna shake it for about 10 seconds. Oop. There you go. And then we're going to double strain this into a champagne flute. So this is slightly different. This is not going to be in a highball glass or a Collins glass. This is going to be a champagne flute. So we're going to have to double strain it, no ice. And make sure your champagne flute is cold. Usually I keep my glasses in the fridge. I don't necessarily do that for my videos because that makes it a little foggier. So make sure you chill your champagne flutes. So double strain it in. And then lastly, we're gonna top it off with champagne. I'm using Prosecco. It's an Italian style sparkling wine, so it's not really champagne, but it's still a sparkling wine. You can use whatever sparkling wine you have, just make sure it's a dry one. And then top it off. No garnish. There you have a Shrunken Skull. What makes this drink tiki is that it uses rum, lime, it uses grenadine and absinthe, but what makes it really unique is that it's topped off with sparkling wine. And in my drink, I use Prosecco, an Italian style sparkling wine. It's what I had on hand. You can use champagne, which is probably the most familiar sparkling wine. And there's actually a third expression, a third style of sparkling wine, and it comes from Spain. I actually don't know much about it, so I'm gonna kick it over to one of my best friends, Justin, and he's gonna give us a little insight on what Cava is. Justin?
Hey guys, this is Justin, and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite sparkling wines, Cava from Spain. First of all, anything from Spain is just so cool. This is where we get the beautiful and powerful Tempranillo wines of Rioja, the refreshing Albarino from the northwest in Ria Spicious, and the different styles of one of the most renowned fortified wines in the world, sherry, which can be found in Jerez. Cava is primarily produced on the east coast in the region of Catalonia, where they use the three main grapes, Macabeo, Xarel·lo, and Parellada. When we think about sparkling wines, champagne always comes to our mind. But since it is the most famous sparkling wine in the world, the bottles can be quite expensive. Cava, however, is the second most famous sparkling wine, which makes it much more affordable than champagne, and it is made in the same way, the traditional method. So what they do is to have a first fermentation to get a still wine, just like the wines we can find in the supermarket. But then to get the bubbles, we add sugar and yeast to start a second fermentation, and that fermentation takes place in the same bottle it's sold in. The wine spends at least 9 months on the lees with the dead yeast, and it gets super interesting flavors of crackers and brioche. Cava can come in different styles that go from dry and yeasty to off-dry and fruity. But what I really enjoy the most is the fresh and bright flavors of tart green apple and lemon. Let's taste. The acidity is not too high, which makes it more approachable. I would definitely enjoy it on a warm day such as today, with deep-fried seafood, or mixed in many different cocktails, such as the one Brandon is making today. Definitely Cava is affordable, interesting, and fun, so go out and get some Cava to open and share, or have it in a cocktail. It's delicious either way. Cheers! Back to you, Brandon.
Thanks, Justin. Yeah, a lot of information, right? This guy knows a lot about wine. So, anyways, let's taste the drink. Let's see what it tastes like. Yep, very refreshing, bubbly. You can definitely taste the absinthe. It has a nice absinthe aroma, and if you like absinthe, you're gonna like this drink. But it's not too strong. The grenadine is very fruity. That mixed with the champagne almost gives it like a jello-like taste. I don't know how to explain it. It's really interesting, really easy to drink. Almost like cherry. I mean, it's pomegranate, right? So it's in that world of like red fruit, cherry jello type of flavor. But that rum gives it a deeper complexity. It gives it like a deep funk that's, you know, you associate with tropical drinks. That rum, the rum dark brown sugar flavor. It's really good. It's the first time I've ever made this drink, and I think it might be one I might make again. So you guys should make it too. And thank you guys for joining me. I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Cocktail Notes. Cheers.